Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining us. My name is Joey Gutos. We got Nick Sterling over here. We got Marcus Whedon, Jeremy Reynoso. Let's have some fun, y'all. Here we go. Every time I get excited to hear something new, it's bad news. I try to find it, but I got nothing more I can do. It's bad news. I've been locked up way too long in my head, and now the door's wide open. I ain't left. Maybe I'm just a fool, addicted to bad news. Oh! Every day is bad news. Every day is bad news. Every day, every day, every day, every day is bad news. I told you. Open my phone and it's an endless supply of the blues. It's bad news. Losing control of the time that I put to the use. It's bad news. I've been locked up way too long in my head, and now the door's wide open. I ain't left. Maybe I'm just a fool, addicted to bad news. Oh yeah. Every day is bad news. Every day is bad news. Every day, every day, every day, every day is bad news. So come on, tell me. Huh. Need to heal this pain that I feel, but if I have the rage and the fear to drive me to tears, begins from the moment I look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Every day is bad news. Every day is bad news. I try to fight it, but I got nothing more I can do. It's bad news, I tell you. Every day is bad news. Every day is bad news. Every day, every day, every day, every day is bad news. Every day is bad news. Bad news. Every day, every day, every day is bad news. Hey! All right. Feels good to be alive here on Way Back Sessions. Thank y'all for joining. That was Bad News. That's a tune you can check out wherever you like. I like opening with that one, guys. I don't know if we've done that before. Yeah. Done that one before first, should I say. All right. Y'all ready for Life on Cruise? We all ready to cruise? Let's keep cruising. This song's about living your best life. Nine to five, I'm paralyzed, trapped behind mistakes. Trading all my time so I'm paid but powerless. Yeehaw! Hey, sounding real good, boys. All right. Thank y'all so much. My name is Joey Gutos. It has been a long time coming to be here on Wayback Sessions. I've been tuning in for years, huge fan, so very thankful to be here. And yeah, just feels good to be playing music with y'all. All right, we're gonna hit a song called Daydreaming. I really like that Outo.
Waybackers! My name is Adam Carter, and you have landed on the Wayback Sessions. You probably know that. Welcome to the show. You know how this works. We will be monitoring the chat all evening, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to make fun of me or the band, please pipe in. At a minimum, we ask if you're enjoying the show, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. There is a donation link in the descriptions of this video, so if you are so inclined to support live music, tonight's band, the Wayback Sessions, everything around here, by all means, please visit thewaybacksessions.com and become a monthly contributor. Now for what you have been waiting for. I would like to introduce the Joey Gutos Band. Good evening, bands.
Good evening.
Man,
Howdy.
I'm loving having all of you in here. So we're going to do a quick introduction. Joey, I know you already did this, so, that's fine, but let's go through it again. I want to introduce on our left, we have sweet Nick Sterling.
Hey.
We've got Mr. Joey Gutos. We've got Marcus Whedon on the bass, and we've got Jeremy Russo on the drums. Yes. Okay. So, Joey, you're the star tonight, but I'm going to start over with, hey, Nick.
Hey, Adam.
Hi, buddy. So, this is a special night for many occasions, but one of them is, Nick, I think tonight marks your at least third appearance on the show.
It's my third time.
It is the third time.
I'm always right here.
I know.
I was wondering if I was going to be right here. And here I am.
It's kind of the Nick Sterling spot.
This is my spot. I like it.
You're comfy there. You look great there. The cameras pick you
I
up.
just come here every Thursday.
Just play.
Ready.
Man, okay. So welcome back, Nick. Like, it is always a pleasure. You pretty much have an open door in this room anytime you want.
Good to be back.
Yeah, well, thank you
thanks.
for being here. Joey Gutos. Joey. Okay, man.
My man.
So, you and I go back a little bit. We actually do. And I've got to throw out, I think we're really connected by a mutual friend, Mr. Ryan King.
Yes. Shout out to Mr. Ryan King.
Absolutely.
He said he would be in the comments probably saying
I'm
something
sure he
obscene.
is. And he probably
Love you, buddy.
Hopefully he is. You know what? Real quick, I wasn't going to do this, but Ryan, if you are watching, look, man, thanks again. You had my back last week for people calling me out and making fun of me, and I appreciate you a whole lot. So anyway, Ryan King gets us together because Ryan's sound engineer, musician, does a lot of things, was working with you at the time on your corn stream, streaming for trees. That's how you and I got connected.
Yep.
And we started talking about all kinds of things, technical issues, whatnot, watching your live stream, and just, kind of trading, dare I say, trade secrets of live streaming back and forth, yeah?
Man, I think you had all mine figured out already, so I think it was more like I was reaching out to you to be like, hey, Adam, can you help me out here?
It's the community, though, and that's the
Absolutely.
whole, focused around what you were doing with live streaming, focused around what we're doing with live streaming. It just all comes together, and I really was wondering how long it was going to take to get you in here.
I know, man. I can't believe it's been 3 years since everything.
Since
You don't even have
everything.
to say anything. It's just, since everything.
Everything started or ended 3 years ago, however you look at that.
God damn.
Man, it is real.
And
It
I
is-
want to say really quick, because you said, star of the show. I feel like in this moment while we were all playing music together and having you guys out here in this incredible stream that you've put on, I hate to sound like a cheese dick here, but everybody here is a goddamn star tonight.
it is true.
I'm telling
And I appreciate you saying that, man.
100%.
It takes a lot of work, and working with and speaking with somebody like yourself that is very intimate with this process, you know what it takes to pull this
Absolutely.
off and pull it together.
100%.
So you know what? We've got a packed night, Waybackers. So what we're going to do now, before we pick at anybody else in the band, let's get back into music. You guys got more tunes? All right.
got a couple.
I'm handing the show back to you. I'll see you on in a little while.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
All right. All right, Waybackers. Is that how you say it? Woo! All right. I love it. All right, this tune's called Givin In. A lot of my music you can check out wherever you like to look. Spotify, Apple Music, every platform your heart desires, whatever your preference. This one you shall find there. It's with a good friend of mine, Corey Rios. Want to give a shout out to him and the Hourglass Cats, co-written with that amazing human being. And y'all enjoy it. Let's get it. It's a drinking song, so if you got one, enjoy it. I got a problem with drinking till 10 a.m. Sleeping today and wait till we start again. From backyards to porches, we covered this town, searching for something we never found. I got a problem not knowing when to say when. Hey, one more time for Givin In. One more round, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. One more time for Givin In. One more round, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. Seems like the gang ain't quite as down no more. To get into trouble as if that's what life was for. Tickets to meetings, we've been through the show. Ain't so much more than we need to know. I still got a problem not knowing when to say when. One more time for Givin In. One more round, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. One more time for Givin In. One more time, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. Hanging on to a past I can't recall. Back to the place I lost it all. Know that I gotta give myself a break. But tomorrow seems much better every day. Make that change. Make that change, baby. Tomorrow's the day. One more time for Givin In. One more round, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. One more time, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. One more time for Givin In. One more round, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. Hey! One more round. Oh, yeah. One more time for Givin In. One more round, my drinking friend. One more time for Givin In. Hey! I'm gonna move this guitar stand before I trip and destroy this entire room. Because that's how bad of a just clumsy faller I am. Trip over the slightest thing, the whole room goes down. Whew! You know, I'm having second thoughts about wearing this jacket, I'll tell you what. Shout out to Classic Rock Couture. All right, next song's called Push and Pull. On a blue boy pointing to the sky. Tried on a darker shade, but the spotlights blow my style. So by time seconds, generation wide, searching for purpose in life. Tongue-tied dancer, strong up alone. One step That one's fun. I like that one.
I agree.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get real scary on you now. This one's called Are You in Control? They're watching us. You wanna start this one off, Jeremy? He'll take us there.
Can you tell me, are you in control? Can you tell me, are you in control? Come on in this frequency. Turn me keys and your plates on me. Someone set your mind at ease. You have everything you need. All the sweet soul memories. Let your life be but a dream. Let your life be but a dream. Can you tell me, are you in control? Can you tell me, are you in control? Sat here on the dotted line. Fingerprint will do just fine. Now everything that's on your side, I wanted to show you a good time. You never have to know. No secrets get told. Now I see people that side take on the surface, not a flash. Some find least respect. Now I told you when all that thought that you was black, becomes a part of the design. When I better judgment, but now we can't feel. Can you tell me, are you in control? You tell me, are you in control? Change the song. Take it in. Woo! Can you tell me, are you in control? Can you tell me, are you in control? Can you tell me, are you in control? Can you tell me, are you in
Yeah! Oh.
I love the guttural
look,
Adam.
look.
Yeah!
It's such a tough thing because Studio B yells at me all the time about screaming into the mic, in particularly Jake behind the soundboard. He gets really upset. So you know what? This is so tough. We're going to be checking in with Studio B here in a minute to find out what's going on in Chit Chat Land. So, Waybackers, if you have anything to say, and yes, Yod, I'm loving seeing you out there. Joy, loving seeing you too. Yeah, I'm sure Studio B will get to that. Man, so
Yod?
yeah, the Yod,
The
the
Yod.
Yod, the Yod, the only Yod I know, dude.
Absolutely.
So, real quick, you guys. You have an EP release coming up at Valley Bar on April 22nd, if I'm correct.
You're absolutely right. On Earth Day.
Earth Day.
To be precise.
Yes. I'm so excited for you guys. Like,
so
this is extraordinarily sounding great. It's so much fun. It's so easy. You guys sound so good. There is so much to be said about everybody understanding where to sit in a mix, how to play in a room, how to play in a band, how to put all this together, where your parts are, and not just coming in and going, hey, got a great song, and everybody goes, one, and plays. Because you can do that. But that's not what you guys are doing.
Well, I mean, that's what we usually do, but tonight we made an exception.
Well, thank you. You know, it's
got you,
like,
man.
yeah, no, you do, Joey. Appreciate that. Should we I've got so much to jump into, but I think that we should take a minute and check in Studio B. Are you out there? Is somebody in Studio B?
Roger.
Oh, Jacques is on the mic again in Studio B tonight?
No, this is Cat.
Is it?
Hey, babe, you're doing great.
Hey, Jake. Hey, how's it going? Is Kat there? She is there.
Cat's
I know
in
she's.
house.
I actually know she's there. Well, good to see you both tonight. So, Jake, anything happen out in Chit Chat Land we should be aware of?
You summarized it great, Adam, host who doesn't supposed to be reading the comments, but a lot of alumni watching and a lot of applauding, and yeah, great writing.
Okay, yeah. No, I only brought up two, man. The Yod and Joy, and yes, they are both alumni. But I mean, are they the only two?
You're
on
taking the
chat?
two aces out of my hand, buddy.
I did not. I did not.
Sabotaging Studio B. I was going to quote Joy.
Well, but I didn't even say anything about what I just said. She was here. I just
She was.
acknowledged.
You did.
I acknowledged
did.
her. Being in the chat.
What kind of gum is going on in the mouth action?
Is that
That's a-
cutting through the mix now?
No, it's a
But I
question.
mean, there's literally a question about
It's
that.
the smell, really. It's pleasant.
Yeah, well, we got that new update with the new gear where you can transmit smells as well.
It's very nice.
It's some Orbit wintergreen, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of just, gets me into the zone. Make sure I don't bite my tongue or anything weird like that, Not really, but,
Studio B is thrilled to hear these details.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, it comes with the whole persona and everything that is happening. It just seems like it fits in really well.
Well, I wonder if,
With the music and the band, you're in time with your choose.
Yeah, exactly. So if I kind of rattle, it's like...
Percussion.
So
Yeah,
Studio B.
percussion.
Look, was that it? Are we done with you tonight already?
The choice is yours, Adam.
No.
Choose wisely.
What is going on out in Chit Chat Land?
A lot of
I would
clapping.
love a lot of clapping. Is that it?
I mean, everybody's saying hi.
What's Ryan up to?
Ryan is
Ryan,
giving
I know
you,
you're there.
yeah, it's giving kudos. Everybody's happy.
Is-
Okay.
There's
Is
no
Bill
complaints.
Powell in the house?
Bill?
Yeah. This
he?
Bill, yeah.
Heck yeah, what's up,
no,
Bill?
I have no idea. Sorry.
Well, if he is, then...
We'll
He
assume
knows
he's
he's
in there,
loved.
and he said thank you so much.
Well,
and
Yote
he
said
misses
he
you
loves me and Kat.
and wants to get together soon.
I'm-
Oh yeah. Also, somebody is calling Nick Daddy repeatedly, like Daddy.
Like
that?
Like that?
Who would that
It's
be?
hard to tell with the text, but I'm pretty sure that's Daddy.
That's how...
Just to Nick though.
Okay.
Nobody else. So,
So, Studio B, are you handing this back to me, or are
all
you
yours, pal.
you really?
back to
really?
you, Studio A. Studio Adam.
So you know what? Let's shift things around. So I want to get into Waybackers. So we've got a unique situation happening, and I want to get deep into a gear section tonight, like as deep as I could go, and the right people are in the room to have that conversation. However, we're gonna save that for a little bit. And right now, Marcus, I want to talk to you, man.
Talk to me.
And Jeremy, but
Yeah.
tasteful bass, dude.
Oh, thank
Talk
you.
to me. Where do you come from? What's going on? What's the background? Why do you play that way? How do you play that way? What are your influences? Tell me a story.
Wow, it's like feeling all these questions. I don't know if I'm an octopus. But okay, no, this
I'm
is
sure
cool.
you're an octopus. I'm sure, but
Actually, I'm originally from Anchorage, Alaska.
okay.
Yeah. So I've been here, well, I was born and raised there for 18 years and then spent a year up in Seattle, Washington, and then I've been here for 30 now.
So
if you
to
add
the
all that
desert.
up.
You went from Alaska and to the desert in Arizona. Do you have I'm
Yeah.
totally calling this out. Do you have a church background with music?
I do.
Man, I can see you guys coming.
But
mile
you don't
away.
know my original church background was, I come
Yeah.
from a Catholic background.
Okay.
Yeah, so much choir, and my mom was the church organist, and Yeah.
There's that vocal background.
There's that.
And there's that parental influence.
And then my dad was on the dirty end of things. He was all about the R&B and jazz guitar. So I had the best of both worlds, classical and church, and then I had blues and jazz from my dad.
Look, I mean, that is, I just, you can pick that up and hear it in certain instances. I know I'm not 100% with that, but sometimes you go, wait a minute, I think there's some background there.
Yeah.
Sounding great. Jeremy, look, man. Okay, so should we tell everybody what happened tonight? Sure. That you showed up at 6:59? Yeah? You did. So this is one of those really, really unique. Yeah, get your mic. Sorry, I didn't even see you didn't have your mic there. Yeah, bring that up to you. Make it comfy real quick. So, this was one of those instances where we broke one of our rules and was like, well, if not everybody can be here by 5 o'clock to set up, then we really can't do the show. But this was something, and, I know Joey and I know Nick and I know the background of what's going on, and you did exactly what you said. Yeah. We communicated, and so you walked in here about 6:59. You said, yeah, here I am. We did it, recorded, we looked at the broadcast, and here you are. Yeah. What's your background, my friend? You're quite educated, I believe.
Yeah. So I also started playing in church.
Eat that mic for me.
I also started playing in church at a young age.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then I did the whole, middle school, high school band, and then studied music in college. So I did a little bit of everything, from big band jazz to Latin jazz, fusion jazz, and then, I just got more into playing out live with different people. I started actually playing with Joey about 4 years ago, maybe now. Back with Sunset Voodoo, when he was with Sunset Voodoo, and I started to fill in with them and just play a lot more, rock stuff and anything,
Now, you're a professor, or you
you
own a school that teaches, like you run a university of
No, I'm
kind of close,
kind of like
though,
an
right?
assistant, like a percussion instructor / assistant.
So you're a drum, you teach. You instruct other humans how to do this better.
Yeah, totally.
Well, look, you can see it coming, and again, this all came from conversations with Joey, Nick, and then you and I have talked a couple of times just to make sure everything was cool, and you can just pick up when somebody is going to understand how to play to a room.
Yeah.
And we could go on and on and on and on about that, but
it means a lot.
Man, you know what? I'm going to save the next because I know we're doing something on purpose here. So I'm just going to say, hey, Joey, you got a couple more songs for us?
Well,
we
got a few in the back pocket.
Okay. I'm going to hand the show back to you, gentlemen.
All right.
I'll see you in a little bit.
I should have been tuning my guitar this entire time.
Oh, it's okay. We can talk.
I'm a notoriously poor tuner.
We can work through things while you're doing that, because I appreciate that you're tuning, and you know that
you must have heard that I was a poor tuner, and that's why you made mention of it before. You're like, hey, it might be a good tune, good idea for everybody to tune their guitars.
Yeah, well, it was yesterday.
The word spreads fast,
It
Joey.
was yesterday's conversation with Nick when he was like, dude, you really got to talk to Joey all night and keep him on task with that tuning. Okay, enough of that. You're tuned up. Okay, back to you.
Let's do it. All right. We're going to hit a song called Everything That I Need. And this was the first song I put out as Joey Gutos, and we got a print in the house.
Quick, can we bring Studio Me back? So, this was Studio Me. That's funny. I think I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
So this song you're about to play is the first single you ever released as Joey Gutos doing your own thing.
Yes.
And here is Waybackers. Yep. This is the single piece. I don't know if it's in focus, but you know what? I did want to get to that. I'm glad we pulled that off. Okay, back to you. Enough.
Absolutely. And a little bit more background about this song. When I first put it out, it was when everything was happening, as we mentioned earlier. Arbor Day of 2020, put it out and vowed that for every 1,000 streams this song receives, I would plant a tree for a fan to kind of give back to the source of the inspiration and connect all of us together, as well as Mother Nature. So I've always had a strong vein of being inspired by the earth and just getting out and going on an adventure. So that's also why we decided to put the release show on Earth Day. We're probably going to be doing a hike the morning of, so if anybody's into that, we'll be organizing that. You can stay tuned to that by following me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you'd like to do. Anyways, enough of my chit-chat. Here's everything that I need.
A to Z, you're everything that I need, the very air that I breathe, the song I leave on repeat, ooh, oh, A to Z, you're everything that I love, oh God, how I missed your touch, I never ever get enough, get enough. So take me back in your arms. I've been gone just way too long to see, baby, you are me. A to Z, you're everything that I hold. We're close, but we'll never own. The heart must be free to roam, so I'm told. Oh, A to Z, you're everything that I lost. Since the day I wandered off, this lonely road never stops, never stops. The moon reflects, the sun resurrects in the sky. I only need you, you're the sun, I'm the moon, and I'm trying to catch some light. But I'm hoping someday that sweet sun will rise. So take me back in your arms. I've been gone just way too long, and I see, baby, you are all that I need. Take me back to my home, where my soul is free to roam at ease. 'Cause baby, you are all that I need. Everything that I
Oh, I hope we're getting some of your shaker in there, man. You're killing it.
Look, man, I don't think so.
Almost as hard as my gum chewing percussion.
I know. I don't think so. We do keep the mic off of my shaker on purpose because, I get excited and do all that. But I mean,
You were vigorously shaking over there, my
dude,
friend. I love it.
I love it. I'm a big fan of doing that. I think that was, a past life. I was a percussionist.
Yeah.
I think.
We got a comment from the chat asking you to tune your shaker, Adam.
Tune my oh, here. Hold on.
Take a single
Look,
grain out.
you know what? Can everybody hold on 5 minutes? I need to go out to the shop and get some tools. I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
Take 10.
Just kidding.
Ah.
Okay. Keep going.
Whew. All right. That one always feels great. All right. I think we're going to do the new single, the unreleased single.
Woo!
And then maybe... Well, yeah. We'll fill it out from there. But this song's called Sand to Snow. This will complete the EP that we will be releasing on April 22nd at Valley Bar. Y'all can get your tickets right now. And I got the link in my bio, so get yourself some, and we'll see you there, y'all.
surround you from sand to snow. 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 From sand to
Woo! Woo! I didn't scream into the mic, but I wanted to.
I expect you to next time.
Woo! Oh man, oh dude, I know Studio B just got really mad at me on that.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry. Oh man, oh, no. I hope I didn't ruin the recording. Anyway, so you know, every song brings something new. You guys have quite the variety, and the band that you've built and these amazing people that you have brought together, Joey. I want to ask you quickly about the transition from, I know that you had a component of going solo and really kind of maybe stepping inward. Those are my words, but stepping in, focusing on yourself, looking at that, spending time on that level, and then kind of coming back out and building a band and playing with other people. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. Stepping inward. Yeah, so Jeremy had mentioned I was in a band called Sunset Voodoo that had been pretty much the main focus of my musical horizons. And so as that was kind of coming to, somewhat of an end, I felt like I needed, in a somewhat vain way, like prove something to myself that I could, just write something that was really about my experiences. Not that I don't love collaboration, because it's a totally different world and I actually prefer it. But I felt like at the time I needed to step inward and figure out some stuff about my life and in the process write about it. So I definitely reconnected with my love for the acoustic guitar and a lot of the music I grew up listening to, a little bit more folk-based and some of the soul roots there. But also, like I said, just it felt good to reach inside myself and write a little bit more about my experiences. So after a while of playing solo gigs time and time again, I was like, man, it's kind of lonely up here. So I can't remember who I started jamming with first. I'd imagine it was probably Jeremy, and just kind of went from there. But it's been an amazing ride with these guys, and I'm very thankful for you guys. I appreciate y'all very much.
And you should. And like we started off, I was a little bit off the cuff with you as the star. I mean, your name's in the title and all that, so that's where that comes from. But no, you have stars across the stage with you, and they really shine, and everybody compliments so well. It's truly fun to see a band that understands how to put music together in this way and then present it in an entertaining way and then sounds so damn great. Like really, everybody is so on point.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So, we're dealing with a little bit tonight, and I want to make sure that I'm on task with meeting my responsibilities for tonight. And you guys were super kind to be able to make this happen, in particularly Jeremy, you're triple booked tonight. And you still, there was a moment when Joey and I were talking and he's like, look, man, this is not going to work. We'll do a thing like this or that or whatever. And then he called back and he's like, no, if we can pull it like this, we can do it. So I want to thank you for putting in the work and effort.
Yeah,
so
thanks,
what's
Doug.
going to...
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for
having us.
being in here. Super awesome. So what's going to happen, Waybackers, is we're gonna continue with a little bit of music, but don't go anywhere because I want to get into some tasty victuals here in a minute. So at this point, do we have one last song we can squeeze out of you before you need to run out of the room? Okay. I'm gonna hand it back and let's hear it.
All right. Well, what do you boys say we do? Where's she at?
Woo!
Yeah.
Where's she at? She's around here somewhere. She comes and goes as she pleases. She's the muse of all things. I don't normally do an intro like this, but it feels so good. Y'all can check this song out wherever you'd like to look. The music video was just featured at the Indie Film Fest in downtown Phoenix last month. Shout out to Maddie Steinkamp. Let's get it.
Heart queen, but not basic. She just like the simple things like getting wasted. Long hair, I can't tame it. Ain't got no sense, but she got her own fragrance. She don't think she got nothing to hide. Catch her streaking straight through my mind. She like just where she at. She don't stop till she cries. She don't act like she bad, 'cause they know that's just a fact. She'll crank that heat up, give me that desert fever, yeah. She'll crank that heat up, give me that desert fever. High top or high waisted, short 21, but she'll make her own way. Drop down low, or where the bass hit. Underground partisan cracks through the pavement. She don't think she got nothing to lose. 'Cause in a game, it's always her move. She like just where she at. She don't stop till she cries. She don't act like she bad. They know that's just a fact. She'll crank that beat up, give me that desert fever, yeah. She'll crank that beat up, give me that desert fever, yeah. All night long, oh, you know she will. All night long, I'll take it to the bridge. Like a moth to a flame. See the heat that I crave, just as fast as she came, she got off on her way. That fever, I'm just wild brave. She like just where she at. She don't stop till she cracks. She don't act like she bad. They know that's just a fact. She'll crank that heat up, give me that desert fever, yeah. She'll crank that heat up. Come on, come take my fever, yeah. All night long. All night long. Woo! All night long. All night long.
Man, Joey Gutos, the bands. Marcus, I gotta say, your smile is infectious. I look over and every time I'm like, man, I just want to jump on that shaker and come over there and like go for it with you. Look, you guys are awesome. We've got to remind everybody that April 22nd, EP release show at Valley Bar. Make sure to go get your tickets. Make sure to go and follow Joey Gutos on all the social platforms. Go and find him on your favorite streaming service that's out there. There's always going to be more to come, but, you know, maybe I shouldn't say always, but, you know, for a long time. And it's happening now, which is the important part. I want to thank Nick Sterling for being here again. Man, look, I can listen to you play guitar all day, dude. Yeah. Joey Gutos, sweet. The vocals, the guitars, the songwriting. Marcus, like, I already told you, man. You can just groove that bass all night. Oh,
Who's
Larry
this guy?
Monster. Larry Monster.
You guys named Larry?
What does his voice sound like, Marcus?
Hey, what's up, man? I like Joey Gutos.
Wait, his name's Larry Monster?
His name is Larry Monster.
So my dad's name is Larry, and if he's watching right now, he's gonna love this.
Okay. Well, so yeah, Larry, what's going on?
Kiss.
Oh. So, Waybackers, here's what's going to happen. Don't go anywhere quite yet. We're going to let people take their instruments off if they want to get heavy basses off their shoulders. I'd like everybody to stay, or don't, just keep it there and look sexy with the bass on. Keep the headphones on. Jeremy, you do your thing. So here's the deal. Jeremy needs to get somewhere, so there's going to be some chaos. I haven't dropped the needle on the record. I haven't pulled up the house lights, and I haven't kicked the cans out of my way on the way back to my car leaving the venue, which means we're not quite done. So, is Tim Ray out there still? Anyway, he might, let's see how many people we can keep on this section while we're doing this. It's going to be a little bit of chaos. Marcus, your stuff is back there, Jeremy, sorry. Do your thing. Let me know if you need help. So I want to get into a serious gear chat. I want to get into some serious tech stuff. I want to get into something that not everybody agrees with me on, which is 100% fine. I'm going to start over there with Mr. Sweet Nick Sterling. So, Nick, I've known you a while, and you were the one that walked in this room that I had some different expectations of what you were going to bring in the room, gear-wise. Right, let's talk gear-wise.
Like loud rock and roll gear. Right?
Well, I thought you were the dude that was going to roll in the half stack, bring in the vintage thing, blow doors, make a mess out of everything, and be like, "Bro, that's my tone, and this is the way it goes." And you walked in here, like you walked in here, and you're so easy and nice to work with, and you brought in a guitar and you dropped your Helix on the ground and you said, "Yeah, plug me in there." And that was that.
That's it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And so I sat here because I've gone through this conversation with myself and other people multiple times. And I just wasn't buying it. Because if the people that know me, the more vacuum tubes, the more analog crap I can put in here, the bigger the speakers, the bigger the gear, all of that, you can see the room, and that's obviously where I've spent a lot of time. Oh, yeah, Jeremy. Oh, you know what? Waybackers, hold on. We're not done.
Gotta get the hugs in.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Waybackers, Jeremy Russo. Yes! Woo! Go have a great gig, dude.
Thank you.
We'll talk later, right?
See you, buddy. Drive safe.
All right.
Okay, so I'm circling back to this. So, Nick, this is going to get to a point. And so you walked in here with this, and I went, "Oh, wow, okay, not what I was expecting." And then you continued, or you proceeded to melt my face.
He's like, yes.
Right, yeah. No, there's... Huh?
Tim is on.
Tim, good. Okay, we'll talk about all this. So my whole thing is that after I saw that happen, I said, okay, I need to learn what this technology is doing because it's obviously working extraordinarily well. And there's people that I respect, regard as great guitar players with great ears. And I called you the next day and was like, "All right, dude, so how do I learn about this?"
So we're talking about amp simulators,
We
whether
are.
it's the Helix, Fractal,
Whatever.
Quad Cortex, any of that
all
stuff.
them.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff.
Quiet direct signal guitar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Which in a room like this, like
Yeah.
we were talking before we started, it makes so much sense to have the guitars and the bass
just completely isolated,
Isolate
and
them.
out of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
equation.
That's how we did it today.
That is how we did it today, and I also know that that's what you do live.
That's what I always do.
I always and I also know that there are
I have stage volume. Like I like to play a little loud, but it's not really from a roaring 100-watt amp.
right.
Yeah, it's from a monitor, you know.
So tell me about your ability to like hear that and be like, yeah, man, that's it's very convenient, it's very clean, it's very easy. I'm getting everything out of out of it that I want. And as a working musician, this is really,
Oh yeah. Well, like if I look at like the set that we did tonight, some of the songs I program on a song by song basis.
okay.
Like if I got to switch between keys and I got a lot going on,
Yeah.
and I want to make it easier, I'll program those based off of like I have my verse sound and my chorus sound, so I can just step on it for a part, have it right away. What I usually do is I'll run it a different way, more like a traditional amp setup, where I'll bring up an amp sim that I'm simulating, and then I'll kind of run it.
Almost like a stomp box pedal.
I'll run it
situation.
open, and then I'll have some stomps that I want to use, like
Yeah.
drives and
Yeah.
delays and stuff.
Now, you taught me all about this. What I think I'm most curious about is that your ability to just jump in and be like, hey man, this is easy as a working professional musician to go up and set up and get a tone that, look, I've A-B'd this stuff. My ears are good. I know there's people with better ears, but I'm kind of calling a little bit of bullshit on that at some point. Agreed or not?
The way that I look at it is like if you're in a studio and got a really good engineer with a good mic collection, let them mic up their amps and do what they want to do, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Let the engineer have fun doing that. But if it's like a situation where you're in utility mode, where you're working, where you got to get through point A to point B, that's what I do. I've owned my Helix for about 7 years, maybe even more now. I've replaced a bunch of buttons on it. It's on its last leg, So,
But it's been a great piece of gear.
but it's still
right?
great. Yeah, I've got 4 or 5 patches that I use mostly.
Yeah.
It might be like a tweed Fender style patch or like a Marshall type patch, or based on the type of amp it is. Then I'll build
Yeah.
the pedal board around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, literally, you are the one that when I saw it, I said, I need to move in this direction. This is something that makes a lot of sense.
I'll send you my patches.
Well, I know we talked about it, and I guarantee I actually will come over to your house and we will sit and fool around. I'd like to show you what I'm up to and see if we can make it even better.
Yeah.
The ladies want to know what the pedals do.
The ladies?
Down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Joy
Should we-
and Doreen and
Here, I'm gonna pull a
Becky.
camera so we can look at it a little bit closer. And
we can see.
everybody, I was really stoked that you were talking about how clean the room was too.
So
by
like
the way.
with this patch, it's based off of the amp that I built. It's a divided by 13 amp, which is like a fancy boutique type of amp, but I like the way it sounds a lot.
Nice shoes too.
Thank you.
They're boots.
I found them at a yard sale last weekend. The way I have it set up for this is like the top 4 buttons are my varying levels of distortion, clean. And then a little more distortion. Overdrive. Then finally like a lead boost. So I'll have it like quickly be able to go between 4 different levels of like intensity,
Yeah.
So that's nice to be able to do. And then as far as like the pedals on the board go, if I like go access it, I don't have a lot in this one. I got a tremolo.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think it's even about having a lot.
It's just what I need for it. Like on this one, I know I want a clean amp with a tremolo. I've got that. I've got a speed control for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of nice. And then I know that I have my lead I can step on right away, and it's going to bump up in volume, and gain will be there, and that's cool.
Now, in particularly in a room like this, it's super beneficial. I think also in particularly in a live setting when you're a working musician and you're playing a bunch of shows, your gear is getting road beat and you're traveling it, that having something consistent like that, I mean, a lot of people are really buying into it. And I know I did. it was really a conversation with you because I had seen a couple of people use it to effect, but it was like, oh, that's kind of cute. And then when you walked in, it was like, oh, that's how it can work.
It works well. I do if I'm like doing an outdoor show and I can get away with some volume, sometimes it's really nice. It's like a luxury to have. I'll bring like a power amp and actually drive a guitar
Yeah.
cabinet, like a real guitar cabinet. And turn it
Correct.
up.
Yeah, it's kind of like having an amp on
It's
stage.
it's sort of like the best of both worlds to have that, where you got the digital rig driving a real amp. But most of
what
the
you did
time,
at
I don't
Ostrich?
bother to do that. You know.
Is that what you did at Ostrich Festival?
No. At Ostrich, I just brought my
what I
8-inch
thought.
monitor.
You did just your monitor and rolled like that and dealt with.
Sometimes I'll bring 2 if I want to be stereo. Sometimes I'll bring a bigger one if I need to be louder. But yeah, I just bring. They're like vocal monitors.
Yeah. You know, Joey, I don't want to skip out. And Nick, thank you very much because, I mean, you kind of peeled my brain back.
I'll send you my patches.
I would love to fool with them.
And I
Like,
wanted to
absolutely.
say, Tim Ray said, this is like Bob Ross with gear.
It is. Now,
And
Joey,
I'm the exact
gonna-
opposite, and I am going to be transitioning to Nick's way, very soon.
Well,
Because
I'll
this is
show-
ridiculous. I like kicked the pedal when we were getting set up, and just like
Now,
it was
that's.
buzzing
You
like
had to
Let's
crazy.
talk
it.
about that for a second. And you know what? You're a strong gentleman. You continue to hold that because you just hold that up. Now, we did do a similar thing with you tonight. It wasn't exactly what. Yeah, so we got Marcus. And see, Marcus is over
digital. He's on the digital.
here. He
board, too.
ran that completely direct tonight, running the signal.
It's like
Joey
an infomercial now.
did go direct, even though it was slightly different than what Nick was doing. But there's multiple ways to do it to be able to do this convincing to where somebody, if they don't know, are you guys familiar, Nick? Are you all familiar with JHS? Pedals, Josh? No, okay, of course. Yeah, we all watch that, right? So he came out with a video a handful of months ago that was like, I've been tricking you guys because he loves all his vintage stuff and he's running all those crazy boutique pedals. And he came out and was like, I've been tricking you. I've been running a Helix all year
Really?
for my amp sims on all
Wow.
this stuff. And he's got a room full of crazy vintage stuff. So I think that it's a mentality. It's just something to flip over. And, if you don't know what's happening, are you going to pick it out? I don't know. Anyway, I can
for-
go on and on all day.
For the
Yeah.
layman.
You guys look
us-
great holding your pedal board.
Right, you look great. So my question, Joey, is based on what Nick just said, are all those pedals that you have, do those do all the things that Nick does, or can
Yes.
Nick do more?
Nick can definitely
Definitely
do
do
more.
way more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, each one of these is, kind of has its own separate
Some
function.
of those have a certain little special something though that doesn't
do.
quite.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Look,
The Helix will do it all pretty well, but it's
Right.
not like a. There are specific pedals that sound like
Better.
that, you know,
And do what
like
they
that,
do.
The polyphonic octave generator that you have on there.
yeah. And
It's
you know
an
what?
octave up and an octave down, and nothing sounds like that.
Right.
Like the Helix can do it, but,
But not quite as
it
convincing.
doesn't do it as convincing.
And
yeah.
I don't think,
That's
you know,
good.
I didn't bring this conversation up to say, hey, this is the way. It's just
We're
the-
not making any money from talking.
No,
about
we're not. No, believe me, none of us are making enough money on this tonight.
yet.
But not
It's an
yet.
advertisement
But,
for
you
line
know,
6.
The
Yeah, so-
interesting thing.
What does his do?
Who? Marcus?
Marcus.
This is
So
cool.
Marcus, yeah. Why don't you know what? Let's see if we can get. Where's? Yep. Okay. There. That looks
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It looks amazing.
It's
What
a
does it
very
do?
similar type of situation where he's running his bass direct and he has a bunch of stuff. But yeah.
Hi. So yeah, it's just like Nick's, but this is like the next, according to industry, this is like the next best thing. Next best thing. Hey, but guess what? I'm a bass player, so I only scratch about a quarter of the effects in this thing, and I use it more for a travel buddy.
Right.
Because I do have travel dates with a couple of groups I, play with.
Yeah.
So this, yeah.
And again, it's not about replacing.
Yeah.
It's not about taking over. It's not about a right and wrong, black and white. It's not about this is better or that's better. It's something that, in my opinion, as technology has gotten there, it is equally as useful in different applications. And I love a good mic on a good amp and getting that tone recording. It's just not the only way anymore. And that's kind of where I was going. It's just not the only way anymore. And Nick, I know it because of you.
If you don't have a treated room or a room that sounds well to with a mic in it, on a cab, that's pretty hard to start with. People try to do like ISO booths and things like that, If anything, it's like it makes it easier for people to get into recording and layering their guitar parts and stuff rather than, people, I got to be careful what I'm saying here because it's like sacrilege.
I know, and I'm opening myself up too.
You should spend time with moving mics around on a cabinet with headphones on too and figure out how that works. You know what I mean?
So if I may interrupt you, I also think that it's a detriment if you were to get one of these and not had experience moving mics around on a cab or tweaking your knobs on an amp or understanding all of those different knobs and variables on each pedal. Now you're still going to struggle either way. Like if you don't know that, the Helix isn't going to help you or amp sim.
Yeah.
Like you still have to know that stuff to get a good sound out of it.
And that's actually kind of, I feel like, why I've stuck with this for so long is I kind of did want to work up from the ground up and figure some of it out, and then at some point get a Helix and have a little bit better understanding of what each type of
effect?
Sound effect or
awesome comment, Joey, because I think that's great too. And you do need to have that background in order to be successful with that. And with somebody like you, I could see not getting rid of those, maybe adding an HX Stomp which is a small Helix, to where now you're just dealing with an amp sim and maybe you pump the amp out of there, but you run all those effects beforehand. Like there's multiple ways to do it, but I love talking about the gear.
The freeze. That's a cool pedal.
Dude,
the freeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to the freeze.
I love the freeze.
What's the freeze do?
Yeah, what does the freeze do,
It's such
Joey?
a simple function, and that's what's so great about it. Like I use it where you just hit it once after you've played it. So I'll play like a chord, I'll hit it, and then it will just hold that chord. So
it grabs that audio and sustains it for eternity.
Yes, and so it's nice for, especially if you're just playing at home alone and you just want to like solo over some chords or whatever. Sometimes I'll use it in between songs to create a mood and atmosphere. Sometimes I'll literally do a solo show, and as long as it's not changing chords at super light speed, I can like play a chord, go into the solo, and then as the chord changes, I hit it again to go to that chord. I know I'm probably not making much sense right now, but
No, you're making
it's
perfect
just-
sense.
Yeah,
Look, as
you
far
hit
as
it
I'm
once, it
concerned,
sustains that note that you just hit forever.
I can't do the freeze thing. There's people that have tried to do the Helix thing, and there's
it
a couple
doesn't-
that get close, like where you press the volume, the expression pedal down
Yeah.
where you want it to grab it.
but it's not
But
really.
then also, it's not just like a pedal on your board that does that. It's like
Right.
the whole entire patch has to be. It has to be dedicated towards making this freeze function happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's using up all that DSP and the way that it's all organized. Because if you look at it from your like input signal in through the amp, if you follow the
Correct.
the
And
effects
you know what?
chain.
I'm going to say that
What's
there's
DSP stand
probably
for?
well, you know what? I don't know if we need to get into that, but that's the processing, the computer processing.
It runs out of
capacity
juice. It can't do it anymore.
Yeah, there's not enough capacity for it
I
to
need
be
the
able to
quad
do it.
cortex.
You need the quad cortex,
Which is what Marcus. Okay.
That's what Marcus
Or I
has
need less.
I'm
I
sorry.
need to just
He
use
is
less
getting paid
effects.
for this shit.
Well, he's standing there holding it, looking buff, like check out my rig. You know,
You guys set this up ahead of time.
It's a good looking board. Yeah.
No, it's just I don't always get to go down this road with people that have so much to say with so many varying opinions of how to get to certain points with what we're all doing as musicians. And I think the point that I'm coming to is that there's so many ways to accomplish getting this into the ear holes of the audience. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what guitar we're playing, or what pickup we're playing, or what machine we're playing, or whether it's digital or whether it's analog or pushing on an amp. If the audience is listening to it and people are enjoying it and they're dancing and loving what you're doing, who cares? It's our job to understand how to manipulate this stuff to the effect that the audience can really absorb that on that artistic, fun, entertainment level. I think that's really where I'm going with all that.
Yeah. The root is the passion.
It really is. And like they say, you know, so many people have picked up, whether it be Eddie Van Halen's guitar, and it's like, oh, well, I sound like myself when I play his guitar. It's like, no kidding, man. You ain't Eddie Van Halen. Or whoever, plug in the name. It's all the same. It's the way you treat that.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, one other thing I want to get to before we conclude this, and we don't really have to, but the guitar you were playing tonight.
Yeah.
yeah, pick that up. So you are one of the most curious guitar players for me.
Yeah.
And you are, because your ability to see into what you're going to get out of the instrument without it being anything in particular is amazing. So you're playing a first act Volkswagen.
It's a Garage Master.
It's a Garage Master.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really, it's a good guitar.
Well, it is now that in your hands. It's a great guitar.
I got it dialed in.
Now I did play it, and you do have that dialed in. I was when you was like, "Hey, check out this is what I've got." And I went, "Oh,
I got the
really?"
relief in the neck and the. You know.
I was like, "Okay, you know, I'd never look past what you bring in the room," but I was like,
I got in there.
Did you file the frets and you got everything?
Yeah, I put locking tuners on it.
You did. You put the locking tuners on.
The tuners cost half as much as the guitar.
Right. I think that's my point.
Yeah.
I think that's my point.
The guitar's cheap. It's a tool. The pickups could sound better. It is what it is. I could swap them out, but it has all these crazy electronics in it, and I don't really want to have to deal with that. This has just been like my main throw it around humbucker guitar. I was going to use my Strat, but I was getting a little bit more hum than I wanted.
We were getting a little bit of noise.
So I
use
this,
noise.
and it doesn't have like really beefy humbuckers. It's not like a Les Paul really. It's still kind of chimey.
It has its own tone and
I like it a lot.
Quality.
But yeah, it's just a first act.
I know.
They're kind of rare now because they only made them for like 3 or 4 years in the early 2000s.
Well, look, after this video, I'm sure it's blowing up, and I'm sure the price will skyrocket, and
you
won't be able to find them again.
Ryan King went and bought one.
and you convinced me to buy one, so hey, Ryan,
you got to go get one too?
I might rock up with one too. Look, the price already just went up in the past 30 minutes.
I got like 6 in my house, so I'm just going to put them all up on OfferUp.
I'll start trolling OfferUp and checking it out. Waybackers, we can do this all night, but geez, you know what? I want to let these guys go home. They have done an amazing job. Joey Gutos and Joey Gutos band, Nick Sterling, Marcus Whedon, and Jeremy Russo. We can't forget him, even though he's gone. But you guys have been awesome. Waybackers, we've gotten to that point in the night where we're going to, turn the cameras around and I guess pack this stuff up. We're going to drop a needle on the album. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play the Psychedelephants Hazel. There was a great article in the New Times that came out just today about that album. It's absolutely great. But we're going to, bring up the house lights, kick the beer cans out, open the door, and, wrap things up as we move this forward. We'll see you next week. The Upper Strata is going to be here. They are on tour from Switzerland. Really excited to have them in the house. And, we will see you next week. Thanks for spending your evening with us. Cheers from the way back.
It sounds so much better in headphones.
Thank you once again. I have to take off.
Oh, right.
You guys are awesome.
I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. Oh, no, I had fun.
Where are you playing at tonight?
Marcus.
Waste of Grain.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank
so
you.
fun.
Thank
really.
you.
Coming around. Joey.
Hey, man.
It's nice meeting you, man.
Hey, yeah.
Well
Thanks
done.
for hanging.
Well done. Yeah.
All right.
You guys got such a cool thing going here, man.
Love
you guys.
It's not bad, right?
Sorry, bro.
Very proud of you all for just keeping it rolling, too.
Yes, thank you.
Really being dedicated.
Oh, I got it. Thank you.
It is. It is.
Yeah, you know better than anybody I know. It's a lot.
Hey, man. Dude, you got one of the best voices I've ever heard in my entire life.
Dude, thank
Really,
you, man.
really ridiculous. Like, I had my daughter join from back east. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
She joined. I
You
was
did
like,
have Vietnam
and I
in the
love
house.
that you have gum in. Her last chorus concert, my wife and I were sitting in the audience, and my little girl is sitting there with a big wad of gum in her mouth. And I know she was watching, going like, fuck you, Mom.
Yeah.
I swear to God, she was like, See, that dude's got a badass voice and chews gum. So
It's funny. I
Yeah,
was
I
just
appreciate
watching
that,
you
man.
chew
Beautiful
gum
voice,
before
man.
we
Like,
started
other
shooting,
level.
and I was
Like,
like,
other
he's
level.
always chewing gum.
I know. Well, that's why I wanted to bring it in because it's like, well, it's kind of a whole thing with the way it is. There's the persona side going, Jay, dude, well done.
Hell yeah, man. Sounded
Hey,
great.
Adam.
Thank you, bro.
And Adam, just the gear shit. Yes, that people don't even understand, and
Man, I love
they
that
just
breathing
want to
exercise.
watch.
Well, see,
Man,
Tim Ray, are you
I
still
needed
on?
that. I was thinking
Pipe it
about
in the
doing
chat.
that outside
So
when we were
the-
hanging
the-
out.
I don't
Like,
think the mics
wrapped
are
up
on.
in
Are
Oh,
they?
yeah,
social media,
it's all
which is
live.
the exact
Everybody
Oh,
says
did I
that.
just like
So-
do all that?
You
Like,
dropped
oh.
it.
Just to have,
But
for
it's
sure.
still.
I don't. I mean,
it's
whatever,
okay.
man.
No, the gear thing has come up. So, yeah, we're talking about a bunch of different stuff and
Hey, it's all
different
kind of the
content.
same
And,
thing,
Tim,
you know?
we need to get back
Yeah.
on that as far as does
That was a hell of a
work? Is
show,
that
guys.
something
You
we should be doing?
That was fun.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
How do you, when you, I mean, this is kind of a very broad question, but I'm sure there are times where you're thinking about like, oh, having to ramp up like a different aspect of the show or like got to add on things. How do you just like come back to a sense of contentment with what you've already got going and not
He asks his board.
has his board?
He asks his board of directors.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people that go into making this work.
Yeah.
When I get frustrated or down or
Yeah, no, it's great.
like unfocused, that's where I call into some people.
Yeah.
I've got some
And I'm
dedicated
and I'm
folks
sitting on my
that
bed.
are
So
really
it's,
invested
doesn't get more convenient than that. It's crusty, but you know.
Well, and what's happening, I think it's really valuable.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of people, like when we started the nonprofit, we've got a nonprofit coach that we work with. She really helps to keep us focused on that side.
Yeah.
I think that, like, I think I'm getting off topic, but you know, some of the things that really kind of refresh everything is having somebody like you guys in. And it's really when the musicians are treating it as special as we treat it and are putting in as much time and energy as we are. And you can tell automatically when somebody walks in the room if there's that mutual respect going back and forth, if there's a, hey, we're all in this together to make it work. And sometimes you get crushed by people and you're like, man, that wasn't the way this was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And then you have other things where it's always the unexpected. It really goes, whoa, didn't expect that. And not necessarily this show. I had an expectation, which I try not to have, but I had an expectation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know what we're going to get. I had been watching your trajectory, which we didn't really dive into, nor the videos, but
Yeah.
watching your trajectory of spending so much time with your solo work over the past couple of years and then building into this band and
Yeah.
then watching who you were working with. And that's another curious thing. I'm totally off topic now, but you know, seeing these guys come in and play with you, like, man, we believe in your music.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, because somebody like me says, come in and sit down, even if it is your best friend.
Yeah.
You know, at some point it's like, yeah, dude, it was great, have fun with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's all really appreciates. But like different ideas, and I think we're in a time at the moment where we're trying to pivot because I think the world is bad enough where this type of thing isn't as unique and special as it was. It's not exactly.
It's still unique and special.
Yeah.
It just may not be needed as much
It's
as it
not
was.
not needed as much.
Yeah.
And so, like, how can we change and you know, remain relevant and keep that energy? But I'll be honest, man, some days you're like,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
feel like it.
yeah, it goes for anything, you know, like
It does go for anything.
no matter who you
Being
are,
a
what
parent.
job you have, you know, it's like it's bound
But
to
I
have
think
to
it's,
still
you know,
got these
working
things on.
with, yeah, back there. But working with, you know, awesome people like you guys, thanks, baby. It's, I get a lot of personal satisfaction out of it, which is the big thing. You know, I love music. I love cool people. I love talking about music. Here, I'm fascinated by how everybody hears and sees and treats their music differently. And so it's very easy for me to jump in and find something that I like.
Yeah.
Lots of times. Not always, you know, I mean, we've had failures.
Yeah.
Hey Joey, what do you want out of all this? Like, what do you want out of music?
Consistent
That's
No, which is a complete. Like
That's
that
a
is
legit
that is a
answer.
legit answer, man.
With that, way back, is anybody
Oh,
still on?
was Jake on hot mic there?
Dude, everybody's on hot mic, man.
That is
Look,
Donald Jake
and there's
right there.
There's still
Good job,
still 20
Donald Jake.
people sitting there watching.
Hell yeah.
See, you know what? Your viewership just went up 8,000%. Because of no, but like, what
I'm
do you
gonna cut this?
They were
Waybackers,
reading your lips, though,
thank
bro.
you. We will see you next week. Cheers from the way
Adam
back.
is rethinking having his brother in the crowd next time.